Folks, this video is for the true Warriors fans. We've been breaking down all the trade rumors with Lauri Markkanen, but now we're taking a second to look at the two players the Warriors have brought in. We already did Quinton Post, the second round draft pick, but Reece Beekman has just signed as an undrafted rookie a two-way contract, meaning he'll be with the Warriors G-League team and the Warriors. And of course, we brought in Anderson. So we want to break down those two players and how they will fit in the Warriors for today, future, or are they a trade chip for potentially a bigger star to come? Randy Silver here, Warriors Digest. Thank you all for all the love and the feedback in the comments. A lot of people saying you're loving the grind I'm putting out. I'm a grinder at heart. I work my tail off in anything I do. I'm glad this is coming across in these videos. I'm educating, informing, and entertaining. Thank you for being with us. If you're part of the 14% who's a subscriber, it means so much. If you're not, join the party. Defensive star Beakman, Warriors agreed a two-way contract. Undrafted rookie out of Virginia. Not the greatest shooter, but he's athletic, can make shots, but he's known for his defense, and I'm going to show you why. So per Shams, Virginia's Reece Beekman has agreed to a two-way NBA deal with the Warriors, sources say. The 22-year-old Beekman spent 4 seasons at Virginia, starting 121 of the 126 games he played. During his time in Charlottesville, he averaged almost 10 points, 5 assists in 33 minutes. 121 divided by 126, I know it's 90%. 96%. He started 96% of the games he played. And again, 4 seasons, 126 divided by 4, it's basically 31.5. He played 31 games a season. Staying healthy and playing a lot, meaning he has the coach's trust. Of course, Virginia is down a little bit, but they had won a national championship either the year he got there or right before. I forget which year it was. Almost 10 points a game at the point guard and 5 assists. He's facilitating the ball. He can make buckets when he needs to, but this is the biggest key. He's a two-way player. Defensive rating of 97.4 twice and 95.6 his last 3 years at Virginia. You may be saying, Randy, what does that mean? Well, this is what it means. Let me show you. 3-time All ACC defense. 2-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year. 2-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year as a point guard. A point guard, not a center, not a guard, not a shooting guard, a power forward, a point guard. Who's an ACC? Duke, North Carolina, Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech, just to name a few. And he's the best player defensively for 2 years. He's basically like GP2. Call him Glove 2.0. And what did GP2, and that's Gary Payton, do so well for us, Gary Payton Jr.? In 2022 year, when we won the championship, he was a stalwart on defense. Stalwart on defense. I have to say it again. Against Boston in the finals, he ate up Jason Tatum, ate up Jaylen Brown. In his day, when he's not healthy, he can guard Anthony Edwards. He can guard Murray out of Denver. He can even get himself on Luka, even though he's GP2 is like 6'2", 6'3". Luka's like 6'7", 6'8"-ish. He can guard multiple positions because he has quick feet and he stays in front. He's really, really sticky on defense. And if Beekman can be anything like that, it'll be big. As a two-way player, he'll be in the G League. He'll be learning from Nicholas Kerr. Yes, that's Steve Kerr's son. If you didn't know that, he's the coach of the G League, the head coach. And the G League has developed a lot of great players for us. But when he's up on that two-way contract with the A team, the Golden State Warriors, he'll be learning from Steph, from Draymond, a defensive player of the year in the NBA, learn from GP2, an all defensive caliber player when he's healthy. This is big. This is very big for us. And as a undrafted rookie, that's a steal. So again, his defensive ratings, 97, 97, 95, led him to be 3-time All ACC defense, 2-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year. If he can develop the way that you think he can in this system, he will be a high-quality defensive player. Anything he does offensively will be a plus. But when you need someone in on the possession to guard their best player, guard their point guard, someone who can come in, stop the bleeding, he may be able to do that Not in the first half of the rookie year, but as he gets more experience, expect something like Trace Jackson Davis, who he was not a two-way player, but came in as he got his bearings in the NBA and played more and more. Something like that. Maybe the back half of the year or year 2 and 3, if he's really developed well, he can become a great defensive presence for this team. And you may be asking, how does a two-way player work? NBA teams are permitted to have 3 players signed to two-way contracts, and they can use them up to 50 games during the season. So you can only play in 50 games. And let me actually restate that, because that's not true. Not just play, if you're on the roster for 50 games. So if you suit up for the NBA team, that counts as a game even if you don't play. The NBA season is 82 games. So what's 50 divided by 82? 50 divided by 82. 61%. So you can be on the NBA roster for 61% of the games. Obviously, injuries occur, so you know they can get called up for situations like that. Maybe they give a rest play and they call somebody up. So just know that. But expect him as a two-way player. He's not just straight G-League, meaning he'll probably be a starter on the G-League team or coming right off the bench and getting in there. The other person that we brought in as well is DeAnthony Melton, which I didn't bring about, another high-level guard who can help out this team. And then Anderson, who joined the Warriors, 3 years, $27 million, $9 million per year. That will become official on Saturday when free agency officially opens. You can talk now, but you can't sign any contracts. Slow-mo Anderson's name because the game looks like he's playing in slow motion, which is great. Anderson and Melton fit the mold of veterans coach Steve Kerr can plug into the rotation and spec production. Moreover, they're solid defenders that possess high IQ covered by general manager Mike Dunleavy as Golden State remakes its roster. Anderson has played key roles on several successful teams. At this stage of his career, he's a theoretical fit as the Warriors undertake the task of adding enough talent to give them centerpiece Steph Curry a reasonable chance for another playoff run. Long story short to say, he's a role player that hopefully makes his team more talented than what we had. Again, when you look at this roster now, pretty well-rounded reserve. Payton has a championship. Melton, again, we just talked about. Moody has a championship when he was a rookie. Waters, the reserve. Again, we got him as well from OKC in the draft day trade. Great guard, even better shooter, shoots 40%. We have a full video on this channel breaking him down. Looney, Trace Jackson Davis, and then Quinton Post, our second-round draft pick. So you have a solid reserve. We're just missing that proven second scorer against Steph. And that's where the trade for Lowry is trying to come in. We're not sure where that's happening yet. If a trade has happened before this video comes out, then you know what happened. So we talked about these two already. Nicknamed Slow-Mo for his calculated movement. He's effective. He has the skills to play many offensive roles from point forward to wing to small ball center. 6'9" with a 7'3" wingspan. Whew. He joins Looney as the tallest veterans on a team seeking height. But of course, with Post now, who's 7 foot, he's a rookie, not a veteran, he becomes the tallest guy. Here's Anderson's offensive stats with his time with San Antonio, Memphis, and Minnesota. Again, he's not the highest scorer. He only averaged over 10 points in one season. But what you love to see is the amount of games he's playing. He's relatively healthy. He's averaging basically 70 games a season besides his rookie year and 1 year, his first year with Memphis. So he's a great reserve. You can rely on to come in the game. He's playing 20-plus minutes a game, so you know the coaches trust him. He's not going to shoot threes. He may be out there on the three-point range, but he's really trying to get to the rim, mid-range, and be a high-energy person on the court. And this is smart. Draymond Green talked about him on his podcast when Minnesota was making their runs and said he could be an X factor. Turned out he wasn't, but it's somebody who is a player's player. You need those type of players on the team to be successful. Who's going to do the dirty work? Who's someone who's just going to be in the right place at the right time, making the right reads, right plays? You can trust that on Anderson. Here's where our roster's at right now. Again, this was pre-free agency. Thompson's gone. Paul's gone. You add a couple players, but just showing where the contracts are at. So Anderson's 3 years. Let me just show you guys again. 3 years, $27 million. That just fits in very nicely. Klay Thompson, what they offered him was 2 years, $24 million. He didn't take that. 2 years, $48 million, $24 per year. He didn't take that. He ended up getting signed and traded to Dallas for 3 years, $52 million. So $17 million a year. You get Anderson for $9 million a year, basically one half of that trade exception, and then whatever may happen with Markkanen, we'll see. That could be the other part. In addition, Melton kind of adds a little bit into that as well. We got some draft picks, so you're kind of seeing how they're trying to fill out the roster with where Clay was, and this is where we're at with the roster. So that's your breakdown, high level, of Reece Beekman, two-way player, could become a solid defensive player for this team and can provide offensive power at points. And then you got Anderson. But don't be surprised if potentially there's a big trade coming and maybe Anderson becomes a trade chip in there this season or future seasons. Because 3 years, $27 million, $9 million per year is a very doable contract. Again, if you look right here, just end with that. GP2 is at the same price. Looney's basically at the same price. Kuminga will get his payday, hopefully with the Warriors. So you could have some chips to play around with if you need to make a trade. Warriors fans, comment your thoughts. Let me know. And of course, you want the Warriors in and outs on a daily basis. Your boy Randy Silver right here on Warriors Digest will break it all down for you. Out.